Hi Aries, welcome to your mid-month reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Check out other placements for additional messages. As this is a general reading, messages may or may not apply. Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't for the next person. I can be picking up on someone around you or someone you could be dealing with, so you can swap the roles. And if this reading doesn't resonate right away, it may be something that happens down the line. We're going to be taking a look to see what messages need to come through for you guys for the second half of July. See what you guys could be currently dealing with or what you can expect. Get some insight with your guidance and overall see what's going on. I hope you guys are doing well. If you guys are interested, you can check me out over on my Instagram at @JStoneTarot. And with that being said, let's get right into this reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Any messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July? Let's see. Messages for Aries. Wow, that came out very quickly. We have the Moth coming out. Okay. Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July 2021. Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July 2021. End of July. This week, whenever they... Oh, that is way too many. That's like a whole stack. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July. The Gazelle. Yeah, that's kind of tying in with this Moth energy. We'll get into it, though. We have some air as well as fire coming out. Anything else for Aries? Nope. The dragon, the lizard trying to come out. Hummingbird, the bear. Okay, we'll talk about it. I'm not going to keep it just because it's a lot of like cards to talk about, but we'll discuss it. These are the main two cards. I'll tell you guys. Let's just talk about the stack that came out. We're not going to keep this, or maybe we should. Okay, well, I'm like, we're not going to keep stacks. We don't do stacks over here, otherwise we'll be here forever. And I'm like, okay, actually, no, let's talk about this. Where do I even begin? First of all, let's talk about the elements. We have air out here as well as fire and earth. And we also got spirit coming out. Of course, you guys are always protected, being watched over. And the dragon is the energy of your solar plexus, actually. So some of you might actually be focusing a lot more on your health the second half of July, focusing more on like what you're eating or trying to have a more balanced diet. Or maybe this is a sign, hey, maybe you've been lacking in a certain area. Maybe you haven't been drinking enough water or getting enough vegetables, getting enough, like, I don't know, vitamin C. You ain't trying to get scurvy, my dudes. Eat a lemon. Not a lemon, what? I mean, some of y'all may eat lemons, but just because the color yellow as your solar plexus, and literally, like, I just got the imagery of lemons, so maybe someone likes lemons. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know why I got the imagery of lemons. Maybe that's, like, for someone out there, it's relevant, and you're drinking, like, lemonade right now, or something like that, or you just got lemons from the store, or something. I don't know, man. They really just showed me a lemon. I was like, okay. So, lemons. When life gives you lemons, right? When life gives you lemons. Now, we got, like, a lot of kind of, like, lizardy, dragony energy out here. These two cards almost feel, like, similar. You guys are extremely spiritual. You guys might be diving a lot more into your spirituality or connecting more with yourself, developing the connection with you, you know, kind of pulling away from the bright city lights and just going inward and checking in with yourself, and also like expressing yourself in a fun, creative, artistic way. Maybe you guys do art, or maybe you guys are learning new skills, new techniques, or new hobbies. During this time, or the second half of July, you might be picking up something that you can express yourself on. This also talks both these cards, because I feel like they go hand in hand. Like, I feel like I have to have them together for some reason. It's so important that you guys pay attention to your intuition and your gut feeling. That's why it's important for you guys to take care of your gut, right? What you're eating, because your gut instincts are trying to tell you something, but some of you might be like, oh, I just have an upset stomach. Or like, you know, denying like your intuition or like your gut instinct about something. I don't know. That's just for someone out there. I think that's coming at play here. Anyways, I don't want to spend too much on these cards, this stack. We have the hummingbird and the bear. So there is like this new energy that you guys are stepping into second half of July, early August. There's definitely new energy about the direction you're going down, something you could be starting up, an idea, a new relationship, a new job, like, and we'll find out when we pull some tarot messages to see what exactly you could be starting here. I do think that there are some fears with the moth and the gazelle, which we'll get to after, but like normally the beginning of this journey that you're on is the most challenging part of the whole process. It's always like the very initial start to like breaking a habit or trying to change up your routine or, you know, trying to stick to healthier ways, healthier lifestyles, things like that, which is funny because this card actually talks about in its advice in the book, it talks about exercising, getting back into like walking more and dancing more and just like really moving your body, you know, shake that energy out. It was funny, I was doing that before this reading because I was kind of feeling a little bit sleepy and like, let me just shake this energy out, you know. And that's kind of like what the bear talks about. It's like, you know, you guys have been hibernating for a long time, you've been kind of resting, maybe you've been feeling a little bit lethargic, and it's hard to kind of get out of bed when you're just wanting to go back to sleep and just you're cozy and comfortable, it's warm, it's cold outside, you don't want to get up, right? It requires a lot of discipline. I feel like this new beginning that you are starting, I think this has to do with just even like little tweaks and adjustments you could be making. It may not feel like it's the biggest thing in your life, but yet you are still making a change, and change can be hard to get used to, you know. It's very easy to fall back into old ways, old patterns, and normally, you know, if you're trying to break a habit, if you're trying to create a new habit, right, it's normally really difficult. They say it takes 21 days to form a habit or to break a habit, so it's like normally the most difficult time, like having the discipline to be consistent and to stick to it. But once you kind of get over the first few hurdles, it's like a breeze and it's much more easier and you got the hard part out of the way. And that's just kind of what I'm feeling from this. And so what's going to help you during this time, during this kind of transition phase, you know, you're waking up after a long slumber, you've slept, you know, all night, you had a long sleep, you gotta wake up. So like the first few minutes, it's hard. You're like, oh, I just want to hit snooze and go back to sleep, right? But it's just like you have to almost be your own little cheerleader and be like, okay, in 3, 2, 1, get up, get out of bed, you know. It's just like those motivational speeches you may have listened to before. It requires a lot of like focus and discipline, and it's like not even the fact that you could be feeling unmotivated, that doesn't even count. Like, it doesn't matter if you're unmotivated or motivated, it's the discipline that keeps you going. It's not like no more excuses, right? Recognizing your potential. Stop wasting your potential. That's like something I want to say to you guys. Stop wasting your potential, right? Stop making excuses. Oh, well, I can't, or I've tried, it doesn't work. It's just like you've been doing it wrong, or you're needing to change your routine. Because I was saying this to someone yesterday. I was like, because I was also saying it to myself, you know, I've been falling into like some old ways too. I can't lie, like I've been slacking some things and I wanted to make some improvements, right? I can relate. I totally relate with whoever's resonated with this. But it's just like, if you want to change, you're going to have to make the change. If you don't make a change, you're going to have the same outcome. How can you expect a different outcome when you're not making anything different? You can't expect a different outcome if you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over, like, you know. So it's like, if you're wanting a change, you're gonna have to make the change. It only comes from within you. It doesn't matter who tells you, Aries, you should change, or Aries, you should do this, or Aries, try this. Like, it doesn't matter. Even me saying this, it's like, change really truly comes from within you. If you want the change bad enough, only you can make that change. No one can force you to. It doesn't matter how good their intentions are, right? Your lover, your partner, your friend, your mother, your father, your boss. Like, it doesn't matter their intentions on how much they like want to see you succeed. It's like, if you don't want it for yourself, then you're not going to do it, right? You can't force anyone to change. No one can force you to change. You can only change from within, right? It comes from you. So, yeah. Anyways, so, wow, I went on like a whole little rant, y'all, but I feel like someone needs to hear that. Anyways, with the hummingbird, there's something that you're needing to return to on the regular to help replenish your energy, your cup, your battery when it's drained, when you're feeling exhausted, when you're falling into old ways, fears, mindsets, doubts, second-guessing yourself, comparing yourself to others. You're needing to return to something that puts you back in the present moment, that puts you back in the now, where you're not really worried about the past and things that you can't change, and you're not really worried about the future and the what ifs and what if this and what if that, and getting so worked up over something that hasn't even happened yet. Like, it's so important that you guys return to something on the daily, even if it's like meditation or working out or going on a walk or doing some sort of creative endeavor, right? Like the lizard was mentioning, returning to that as often as you can, possibly hopefully on the daily. That's what's going to help replenish your cup, your energy, and keep you centered and keep you sane, returning to that sweet goodness, right? The hummingbird, they love their sweetness, or the nectar, right? And that's the thing, that's the hummingbird, they always go to the nectar to refill and replenish their energy, right? And that's exactly kind of like what you guys need to do, is to return to what gives you that energy, what gives you that inspiration, what motivates you, what inspires you, whatever that is. And it's going to be different for everybody, and finding that. And it may take a while. You may need to try many different things to find what's best for you, what excites you, what motivates you to wake up at the beginning of the day. And, and it's going to be different for everybody. But finding whatever that is, that's what's going to make this transition much more easier for you, much more fulfilling, giving you like a purpose, And so with the cards that did come out earlier, the moth and the gazelle, there is a bit of energy of like possibly comparing yourself or looking at others and then comparing your journey to theirs, and like feeling like maybe like I am kind of feeling like some of you I am kind of picking up like some of you are really hard on yourselves, and you're constantly like nitpicking yourself and your talents and you and whatever it is that you do, and thinking like you're not good enough, and you're comparing yourself to others, and you're like, why can't I be like them, or how come they're flying forward and they're succeeding, which is great, but how come I'm not there too? Like, what am I not doing that's good enough? Or like, and so I almost I can't speak. I'm also kind of getting like, from my artist, this is just an example. It's like, you're a painter and you're painting all these paintings and you post it on, I don't know, like a website, or like, fucking Etsy or some shit. And there's other competitors, right? And they're constantly selling all their pieces. And then you're like, well, how come my pieces aren't selling? And so it's like, maybe you start to try and change your art style so that it looks more like theirs, and like trying to almost like replicate them and trying to copy in a way, right? Because you want to succeed too. But it's like, you're not being your authentic self. You need to stay true to you, Aries. Stay true to you. Be your authentic self. You are special, you are unique, and you are good enough. And there's been this energy of like comparing yourself and like wondering what's the point, or like, oh, maybe I need to change, or maybe I need to do things differently, and like just really nitpicking. And like there could even be some anxiety that you've been facing and dealing with the last little bit. And like, because the gazelle does talk about like a racing mind and just kind of getting in your head. And I'm also getting the energy of like those that are like doing some sort of project. It's like you may have the tendency to start and stop many different things. And so instead of having a bunch of like completed projects, you have lots of unfinished projects. And so it's just like, it's time for you guys to finish what you started. Finish what you started. Stop like picking it apart, and just like stop making so many rules, like, oh, well, I can't use this color, and I can't use, I keep using like, I keep referencing art for some reason. So maybe this is for like an artist out there, and I can apply to many other things. That's just like the first thing that comes to mind. So it's just like, definitely just needing to focus on yourself, staying in your lane, and making those little adjustments, and all of what I said. I don't need to repeat myself, but yeah, lots of different messages, you guys. I really wasn't planning on keeping all those cards, but I felt like it was important. So we're just gonna move these up here. I'll just keep these two down just so we can reference them quickly. I'll put these over here. Okay, now I'm actually gonna, wow, you can't even see the cards. I'm just gonna drink some water because my throat's dry. Okay, let's get into this. Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July 2021. Any messages for Aries, please? Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July 2021. Already? Okay. Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July. 5 of Cups coming out. We also have the Six of Pentacles reversed. Aww. Messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. There's oh, okay, I guess that was that was meant to come out, I guess. Death. We also have the Ace of Wands. Oh, so I see there's some change here. I'm just okay. Let me pull. I'm just gonna pull a couple more just because I feel like you guys need it. Messages for Aries. Anything else for the second half of July for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, High Priestess? Any other messages? And the Three of Wands. Okay. Nine of Wands, the Empress, and the Fool. I love to see that. And the Six of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Okay, Aries. So we kind of start off like down, like kind of feeling a little bit blue, kind of feeling a little bit disappointed, kind of feeling like I'm putting all this energy, investing all this time, energy into something, and nothing is coming back. Like nothing's returning. Like how come there's no return? I've been putting in the work, but I haven't gotten recognition. I haven't gotten what I deserve. I haven't gotten the justice, the balance. Like, what the hell, man? And it's been discouraging, and I'm comparing myself to others, like I was saying with the gazelle and the moth, and like I'm feeling not like worthy, or I'm questioning my abilities, questioning the path I'm on. Like, that's really the energy from this Six of Pentacles reverse and the Five of Cups. It's just like you guys have been feeling really disappointed, feeling like there's been no return, feeling like it's just been a waste of time and energy, and you're like, well, what am I doing here that's been wrong? Like, what is it? Is it me? Should I just go back to what I used to do? Should I leave this path? Like, what is it? And you kind of been feeling a little bit lost, a little bit confused, a little bit unsure of the direction you've been going down, right? And that's been kind of crappy, but it's beautiful. There's lots of positive change, you guys. So you just hold on, okay? Because right now you guys are definitely in the early stages of something. I think it's important that you guys get more clear with yourself on what is it that you want. As specific as you can. Like, write it down to the fucking nitty-gritty details. Like, close your eyes and imagine it. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you taste? Like, whatever your vision is, write it down. Be as specific as can be, and come up with some sort of plan to follow through and turn this idea, right? We have this Ace of Wands over here. This idea, we'll get to that Ace of Wands, into reality. It's slow. It is slow. This is also your energy coming through with the Three of Wands, Aries energy. So that's good. But taking the time to gather up your energy, like I said with the hummingbird earlier, right? You need to return to something that replenishes you, that nourishes you, that gives you energy, gives you strength, inspires you, right? Return to whatever that is. Find whatever that is, right? If you don't know what that is, you gotta go inward. High Priestess energy, Piscean energy. You guys are really need to connect with yourselves and figure out what is it that inspires me, and like, how can I inspire myself, and how can I have the discipline to keep going, and like to not quit, or to make these little adjustments that might help aid me on my path. Things like that, right? Because at the end of the day, the answer already resides within you on what it is that you need to do, or the little things that you may need to adjust or make some changes, and whatever it is that you're trying to figure out or focus on or get to. Like, you have the answers, the roadmap within you already. You're just trying to figure out how can I get there? You're focusing on your future, which is good. Widen the horizon. Hold on. Like, keeping an open mind instead of having like a narrow mind of like, okay, this is exactly what I want. Like, yes, be specific, but also be open to other possibilities, because what you want, there might be something better that you're not seeing. And it's like universe wants to give you something even better than what you wish for. But if you're so like locked on this one outcome, you may potentially miss out on other amazing things. I don't know. Just like try to remain open-minded. Like, focus on your goal, but also widen the horizon. Does that make sense? Like, you know, like being more aware and more open, and just like open to receive, right? You want it all. Open up your arms. Don't just have them like, okay, hug, like give a big ass, like, you know, like open up your arms, y'all. Open up your arms to receive. And also take the time to get that energy, that strength, okay? Take some time to go inward, connect with yourself, Okay, we have the Ace of Wands and Death. So we have Scorpio energy coming out here, as well as fire with the Ace of Wands. So there's some sort of change when it comes to this idea, when it comes to this passion, when it comes to your inspiration. Something's changing here. You're needing to surrender. You're needing to let go of the things that just don't serve you, or whatever's not working, old ways of being. Again, like when we're talking about just using, again, this is an example, it keeps coming up. So I honestly feel like there's a very like artistic energy, or someone that I'm picking up on who needs this message. Like, and of course you can change it and apply it to your situation. For some reason, they just keep wanting me to reference like art. Let's just say, okay, we're going to use painting again, right? Maybe you are like I don't know, oil painter or watercolor painter. You work with pastels or pencil crayons or whatever. Maybe electronically you draw and create on like a computer or something. Like whatever it is that you do. Photography, like switch up your style. There's something like maybe you've outgrown a certain technique or a certain way or a certain style. Like, did I already say that? Whatever. I think you guys maybe need to build and expand and try something else. It's still in the same realm, right? Still in the same thing, right? If you're a chef, right? Maybe change up the way you cook. Like, again, like apply it to your situation. If you're like a lawyer, like, I don't know, whatever it is that you are, like switch up your style, switch it up, learn something new and incorporate it into your talents and how you perform your abilities. Continue what you're doing, but just build on it, expand on it, think bigger, think better. There's some sort of change that you're needing to do, and that's what's going to inspire you. Maybe things have just gotten really boring lately, and it's the same old. I think you guys are needing to change up some sort of technique here, and that's what's going to inspire you. And then there's going to be so much more you can learn and grow, and like it just kind of gives you a sense of purpose again, you know? I think that's what's happening here. And then when that happens, Death and the Ace of Wands, right? You feel inspired and you're feeling passionate again. You're feeling like ready. Let's go. You're letting go. You're embracing new beginnings. It's so beautiful because we had the Empress and the the Fool. I wanted to say the Star. It's like a wish, a dream. I know we don't have the Star out here, but I just kind of I felt the Star energy, which is wild. We don't have the Star here, but the Fool and the Empress, this is a wish, like literally starting something new that turns into something beautiful that you give birth to, something that's been developing, that's been growing for quite some time. The things that you've been doubting, or you're wondering, will I ever get my return on this? I've invested so much time, energy, money, and where is my return, right? Well, it's looking like it's coming here in this new kind of chapter. It's like you had to go through these hurdles and setbacks and delays, so that you were able to unlock this new understanding, this new path, this new technique, like whatever this is that you are uncovering and learning or picking up this second half of July, or again, early August, whenever you come across this, is like, this is what unlocks the door to success and growth and a lot of beautiful things that you've been hoping and dreaming. Like whatever it is that you hope for, it's yours, really it is. And we even have the Six of Swords and the Ten of Cups under that. It really is just, it requires you guys to have that persistence, the consistency. How bad do you want this? How bad are you willing to go to fight for whatever it is that you want, you know? Take breaks when you need it, right? Because sometimes we can overwork ourselves to the point of exhaustion, and that can sometimes, you know, especially with the hummingbird, it talks about refilling your battery, and if you don't refill your battery, you know, your battery's going to die. And it's like, when we talk about, you know, phones, technology, it's like if you let your phone die many times, it fucks up the battery. So it's like, don't let your battery die, right? Before it dies, charge yourself up before it reaches zero, right? Otherwise, it's more difficult to find that inspiration, to find that motivation. So like, definitely have a good balance between your work and everything else that you're trying to juggle, because you do have a lot going on here, okay? But the Nine of Wands, I am strong for as long as I need to be strong. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to have days off. You don't always have to be on the grind 24/7, 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. Like, dude, take a break. What is truly meant for you will never pass you by. What is truly meant for you will never pass you by. I swear, if it's not meant for you, let it go. If it's meant for you, it will work out. Let it unfold, release control, and surrender, and trust in the bigger picture. I know that might be hard to, right? You may have moments of doubts and insecurities and worries, But look at this, the Fool, the Empress, whatever this new energy that you're heading into, right? Like I said at the beginning of the reading with this bear, the initial steps are normally the most challenging, the most trying. How bad do you want this? You may need to make some adjustments. You may need to make some changes, breaking old habits. That is not easy. It is not easy and requires a lot of discipline and focus and determination, but you got this. Don't waste your potential, Aries. Don't waste your potential, right? But there we go. Not ace, okay, well, we do have the Ace of Wands, the Fool, right? Your energy coming through, as well as Aquarius. We also have Taurus and Libra coming out here, okay? So, lots of cardinal energy coming through. You have a lot of new and exciting energy, and I think you guys are just feeling a lot more inspired after like a flunk, after like feeling uninspired and unmotivated and having like, you know, like not really feeling that initial passion you once felt towards something. Once you kind of switch something up, once you kind of take on a different approach, or you learn a new skill, or you incorporate that new technique into whatever it is that you do, it just like, it lights that passion back up. That fire is lit, you know? It's like you're so excited to go create again. It just feels good. Like, it just feels like, once you get back into this, you're just going to be feeling so much happier, so much better than like you initially did right now, right? With the Gazelle and the Moth and all the other cards that came out, I was like, yeah, it kind of feels a little bit heavy, a little bit blue, right? Like, where's my return? It's coming. It's coming. This is all happening for a bigger reason that you just don't see right now. And you're going to be so grateful that everything happened the way it did. So just trust in that. You need to go inward, Aries. There's something that you're needing to look at differently, and it's within you. You have to find that answer. It's within you, okay? And then once you find it, you're walking through those doors to much more growth and expansion and going bigger, going better. The Six of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Movement towards emotional satisfaction and happiness and stability and being with your loved ones and just being and enjoying life. So leaving behind the uncertainties and the doubts and the fears and the worries and the ups and the downs and the struggles and the sadness and the heaviness, and you're like, look at that. That is so good. I'm so happy for you guys. Honestly, like, whoever's resonating with this, you deserve this. It's coming. It is yours. Don't worry. Like, I hope it's mine. I hope this happens. No. It is. You just got to do what I just said. It's just like, you guys are needing to switch something up. That's what's needed here. That's what's needed. That's what's going to create the change. And then look at that. Once you make this change, you're flying forward, Aries. So that's all you have to do, okay? Let me get you a fairy message. I have, like, a lot of energy right now. I just feel like, go, Aries. Like, I don't know, you guys. Oh my god, I feel excited for you guys. I'm not even Aries, but I'm just like, yes, like, you fucking got this. Don't give up just yet. Don't give up. Oh my god. Okay, y'all. Let's just get you guys. Okay, y'all. Let's just get a fairy message. Holy shit, y'all. But yeah, I hope that inspires you. Any fairy messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July 2021? Any fairy messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July 2021? Regarding this reading for the second half of July. Okay. Fairy messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding this reading. Wow. Oh, the Singer of Courage just came up for someone else recently. I can't remember who, but it doesn't matter. This is number 8. Singer of Courage. Finding that strength. Finding the discipline and the ability to, like, go forward and to not even allow your fears and those fears, those doubts to hold you back any longer. That's what you're having, a big ass breakthrough, Aries. That's facts. Say goodbye to how things used to be, because you guys are breaking in to something fantastic. Okay. Number 8. Bravery, subliminal of fear, and moral strength. Someone once said that courage is not the absence of fear, but that enables us to experience fear and not be stalked by it. It is also what enables us to do what we believe to be right, even when there is pressure from others around us to do otherwise. It is what enables us to go ahead into the unknown or the perilous. There are no guarantees of safety or security. In our lives, we are often constantly confronted with a new world, a new way of being in the new world, a new way of seeing and of being seen. Ordinary living takes courage, courage, and to rise above the ordinary into the extraordinary takes even more courage. One of the keys to courage is to consider the fear and find a way to let the energy of fear itself power the action. That is true courage. Often people think courage is being part of the high heroism. It is, but it also has a quiet, hidden side as well, and that may require greater courage because we cannot expect the rewards of praise and approval for it. For example, no courage is needed to be unhappy and self-pitying. We do not need to be self-disciplined or wise for that. However, to open our hearts to the risks and vulnerabilities of joy and trust requires all of those things, especially courage. Within each of us, there are terrified inner mouse, and there is the brave inner hero. Either part of us can take over from the other. We get to choose who is in charge. The mouse is a magician with only one trick. It can cast an illusion as big as an elephant. Then fear nearly overwhelms us, but we still have a choice. Learning to live with and manage the reactive animal within involves transforming emotions like rage and fear into courage through self-discipline and the help of the singer of courage. Most people have decided by the age of 3 or 4 what they must do in order to survive. From this decision, the belief of how the world is, most of our fears and self-limitations grow. Have we the courage to discover and break through these limiting beliefs, awaken to greater possibilities, and go for our objectives? We need to transcend our fears and accept the gift of courage. When the song of courage has grown faint, we feel overcome by fear and self-doubt. The questions we need to ask ourselves begin with, what am I really afraid of? Quite often, deep soul searching enables us to discover that our true fears are hidden behind our false fears. It is impossible to face false fears because they're merely shapeshifters and shadows without substance, continually changing form. Facing a real fear is much easier because it doesn't keep changing the rules and moving the goalposts. The question then becomes, what can I do to open my heart to courage so when I feel fear, I can follow through on what I want and need to do? As an Oracle group member wisely suggests, another question to ask is, what else is present? She notes, when fear of any kind arises in the mind, more space is allowed in the heart if one acknowledges the fear, while at the same time looking for whatever else besides the fear is also there. Thus, one neither ignores nor gives too much focus on the fear itself, and more space opens up within which the fear can be explored and liberated. So that's pretty fitting with that self-doubt and those fears and the worries and comparing yourself and feeling like you're not getting a return and wondering, am I not good enough? And like all these different thoughts and feelings racing through your mind. You just gotta tap into courage. You just gotta find that. You just gotta pull that shit out of you. And you can. And you will. You will, Aries. You will, okay? So, let me grab a couple Tikashi messages and wrap this up for you guys. Any Tikashi messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the second half of July 2021. Any Tikashi messages? We just had a card fall out. We have connection and caring. Okay? Connection. You are never alone. You are never separate. Separation is an illusion that you use to give yourself a hard time. All things are connected. Nothing works in isolation. You are no exception. Feel the connection to universal oneness, cosmic energy, or God, and you know that this is a bond that can never be broken. An old friend may wish to reconnect with you. Okay, so maybe some of y'all reconnecting with an old friend or someone maybe you haven't heard from for a while. That's like a random little message. Okay, and we have caring. It is time to care for you. Lovingly take pleasure in your positive attributes. Do not deny your needs. Take care of yourself. Caring for others must be backed up by doing what is needed for yourself first, so that you are able to continue caring. Your guides are watching over you at this time. You are cared for and loved. Aww, I love that. So, Aries, that is what I got for you guys for this reading. If you guys found this helpful or insightful, please let me know in the comments below. If you guys are interested, you can check me out on my Instagram at Jadestone Tarot. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and if you want, you can turn on the bell so that you're notified when I upload in the future. And with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.